Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to The Sprint. Thanks for clicking over on WSLS.com, where you're taking a break from that heavy news cycle to get into some stories that'll make you guys smile, make you laugh, make you scratch your head. For example, this story right here. We get into later on, man. You heard the phrase, do it for the gram. You know, a lot of people like to do real unique interesting things to get people to get those clicks. Well, this particular story that we're getting in today, one couple paying the price after being caught allegedly pointing rifles at a daycare. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing that you could ever possibly think of. Like I said, when you hear the phrase, do it for the gram, you don't normally factor in these phrases, which is bodybuilders, rifle being pointed at a daycare, just that alone in itself. It's just like, is it really worth it? So yeah, we're going to get into that whole story coming up later on in the sprint, the whole breakdown of what happened and how the couple was reacting to the backlash that they did get on a legal standpoint. First and foremost, let's get into this story right here. Of course, you know, right here on the sprint, we look at certain stories that sometimes the good comes out of bad situations. And that's exactly what one local state trooper is turning his bad situation to something good for others. They narrowly escaped a house fire. This is their home before. Beautiful, beautiful home. His name is Anthony Nicely. Now look at it right there. This is after a fire destroyed their home last month. And while Nicely has 2 decades worth of experience as a first responder, he never thought an emergency like this would happen to him and his family. He's now using the experience to teach others about fire safety and ways to prepare families for emergencies.
So some of the things that in hindsight that I've even done now since I moved in my new house, the lighters for the upstairs windows, placement of the smoke detectors.
Nicely also recommends teaching your children how to open windows and use a ladder in case they are trapped upstairs. All too often we'll see these kind of stories, and it's always super devastating because you can only imagine the memories that have been destroyed, the property being destroyed, and then having to just start over from scratch, especially if you have children, and a whole family, a home full of all the photos and pictures and technology, that can be very depressing. But the fact of the matter is that this guy who's typically putting his life on the line for others is finding ways for other people to have that second chance should this kind of situation ever happen to someone else. So shout out to Mr. Nicely doing his thing right there. Of course, you can find his full story on our website at WSLS.com. Let's get into some more good that's happening in our community right now. Roanoke Ministry is expanding to better serve people in need. So Presbyterian Community Center broke ground on its new building on Jamison Avenue. It'll provide more space for pathways for youth after school program with classrooms for up to 80 children. It says that there will also be a food pantry and private interview rooms for households seeking financial aid. Construction will take about a year to complete. It's always good when we have these kind of resources in our community because we always know how challenging it can be, especially finding those extra activities for our kiddos to be able to, have fun, have that sense of normalcy after school so that they can have somewhere to go, somewhere to stay out of trouble. So shout out to them for doing their thing. I can't wait for this to open. Of course, we're going to be finding ways to bring you updates throughout this construction period so that you guys can see exactly when it comes online to be used. All right, we got to get into this, man. I got to get the bell out. Got to shake the bell because got some good news coming in right now because Give Roanoke, you guys showed out this year. So I remember yesterday, we were going, looking at the numbers just tick up every single time. And I remember, in the morning time when we started on Virginia Today, it was right at 60-something thousand. And then when the noon hit, it was right at 100 and something thousand. And then it was just like, okay, they need to get to 300 and something thousand by midnight. And you guys did just that. I'm pulling up the latest numbers right here on Give Roanoke's webpage. The number has ticked in at 350,000. $597 of people who have donated. This is also coming in from nearly 2,000 donors. So again, big congratulations and thank you guys out there for giving back to the community. Says that these three organizations, or at least three organizations, got $20,000. All the money donated goes right back into our community. So those of you out there who are watching this and seeing how much money was raised, just know that your money and your dollars are going to be put to good use to organizations who are doing the good in our community and making our community a brighter place to live. All right. Moving on down the road, man, we got an educational program in Arizona. Got to show some love to this because I absolutely love comedy. I love when you can find a way to incorporate whatever your passion is to help others learn. And that's what's happening with this particular lady right here. She was a comedian and she's a former teacher, combining her passions to help kids learn and build them up. Her name is Kyla Howard. And apparently she's like trying to figure out how to impact kids to build that confidence. In addition to building the confidence, organizers say that the kids are learning essential life skills like public speaking, good listening, and cooperation when they work in groups. This is something that I think we should have that on a local level. That's why I'm talking about it, because it's cool to hear this is making a difference all the way in Arizona, but can you imagine what it can do here on a local level? Again, giving those kids something extra to do outside of class and giving them something, a way to learn a new skill set. We all know how hard comedy is. I'm never going to underestimate a comedian and their ability to make people laugh and keep them laughing, because those performances can either go very, very well or they can go very, very awful, and the fact of the matter is that when you teach kids not only how to speak in front of people, stand in front of people, have that confidence in front of people, but to make people laugh at the same time, it's a win-win scenario for everybody. So yeah, I absolutely love the story. Hey, who knows? Maybe somebody watching this could be inspired to bring a comedy club here on a local level for our kiddos so that, again, they can get those skills going. And hey, who knows? We might get some Dave Chappelle's coming out of our community. We got to get into our weather now. Of course, it's been doing this, a whole roller coaster deal. I had to turn my heater on this morning when I got in the car. And obviously I get cold easily, but still, I was just like, it's a bit nippy today. Let's get to meteorologist Parker Beasley with our Thursday forecast.
Hey there everyone, I'm meteorologist Parker Beasley. Today brought temperatures anywhere from 68 to 71 degrees. Partly cloudy skies have built in, and through the 6 p.m. hour, we're actually going to turn cloudier. Once we get to about 8, we're mostly cloudy, and that will continue as we head into the night, because we'll be dealing with what is called a wedge as we head into Friday. A northeast wind will bank up against the mountains, keeping our temperatures in the 60s.
All right, Parker, thank you so much. That was our forecast for this Thursday. I'll pause for a second because I'm like, wow, this week, I can't tell how this week is going. It's either going fast or slow. You guys let me know how you feel right now. Coming up after the break, man, we're getting into some more news of the day, things that'll make you smile, things that you guys can look forward to. For example, we got a bunch of festivals coming up. The Dogwood Festival, we're getting into that. We got the Food Truck Thursdays, getting into that. And we're getting into this story that, again, will make you scratch your head. A couple apparently getting into some hot water for allegedly pointing a rifle at a daycare. We got the full story coming your way after the break. Do not go anywhere. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys, to the Sprint. Let's get right into some activities that you can look forward to. I'm actually looking forward to this. I'm excited about it. I'm going to try it out for the first time this year. But one of the oldest festivals in Southwest Virginia, back for its 69th year. We're talking about from live music to circus performances to those good old food vendors. We got it all happening at the Dogwood Festival this weekend in Vinton. Okay, so Keisha Lynn, she's been working on this all day long, kind of helping everybody know what to expect. Festival is going to kick off with a concert tomorrow night at 6. And the events don't stop there. The Williamsburg High School Jazz Band will play Saturday starting at 10 a.m. And then there's also a craft show, plenty of food and retail vendors for you to check out. You'll also want to stay for one of the main attractions, which is the walking parade that kicks off at 2 p.m.
There's such a neat spirit about the Dogwood Festival. It's a beautiful time, in the springtime to be out. One of the early festivals and events, and I think folks are anxious to get out and have fun after getting through the winter.
So they also crowned the Dogwood Queen and her court at the Vinton Municipal Building on Saturday. Organizers say that anywhere between 6,000 to 9,000 people come out each year. Some people are from the area, but others come as far as West Virginia and North Carolina. Anyone who loves cars will also want to come out and see some of the antiques they'll bring out here. But again, another cool activity for people to get involved with. You can go to our website at WSLS.com. You can hear action from the person in charge of the antique cars, get into the specifics right then and there. Again, just an all-around good way to have a good time this weekend. Also, if you're looking for another opportunity to get outside and enjoy some lunch, check it out. Roanoke County's Food Truck Thursdays are back. The event will take place 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Wall Run Park. This is happening on our Thursdays, guys. So when you're watching this, you got time to go out and eat if you're watching this in the afternoon. But then if you're not and you're watching us in the evening, just know this is happening on Thursdays, all right? So get this. It features food trucks, including Chris's Coffee Custard, Rocky Mountain Smokehouse, and Empanada Nirvana, just to name a few. And again, if you couldn't make it out and you can't make it out, there will be other Food Truck Thursday events. For example, there's one taking place on May the 9th at Merriman Soccer Complex and another on the 23rd at the Green Hill Park. So, hey, if you want some lunch outside, do what you got to do, have a good time, and again, eat some good food because we got some really cool vendors, food vendors, people out there who pop those trucks up. You know, they're making that stuff from scratch, and it is really, really tasty. All right, we got to get to this story. It's time, guys. It's time to get into the drama that unfolded thanks to this little device right here. You know, some people like to take pictures and stuff. Some people take pictures in compromising situations. Some people get themselves in trouble from taking the pictures. So, a couple in South Florida arrested after causing a scare outside of a daycare facility. Says that we got Jessica Vallejo, I think I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Reporting says that the woman says that it was all a big misunderstanding. So check out this story and we're going to talk about it after.
It was a poor decision.
A woman who pulled this stunt speaking out after causing a daycare scare.
I didn't know there was a daycare there.
Estrella Pereira and Miguel Ruiz were seen taking out two rifles out of a Corvette and then aiming straight at the Devon Air Kitty College near Southwest 112th Street and 123rd Avenue on Monday. But Pereira says it was a serious mistake.
Ken and I, we're not bad people. We will never harm anyone or anything. We're bodybuilders and we're into the social media thing, YouTube channel, Instagram, so forth. And he thought it would be cool to take a picture with a gun because with muscles and guns, and it sounds really cool, like if you look at a photograph like that.
What was supposed to be a photo shoot, according to Pereira, put the daycare on lockdown.
We did everything in our power to protect the children that are here in the facility, and we followed every measure to stay safe.
And alarmed many parents.
Super dangerous as a father or as a grandfather as I am to have something like that happen here.
I was shocked because what type of people, why would they be doing that?
Pereira has since bailed out. As for Ruiz, he's still being held at TGK.
I understand he may have been doing this for social media purposes or an advertisement.
Dual now facing serious charges.
It's ridiculous, and yes, it is getting blown out of proportion, but I do understand the severity and how it could scare somebody because I would be freaked out if I saw somebody doing the same thing. I'd be freaked out.
So, yeah, Ruiz and Pereira have been ordered to stay away from the woman who called police in the daycare center. This is a crazy story because, again, you know that they obviously weren't trying to, cause a big scare. And it seems like it was a genuine mistake, but still, come on, guys. You got to do some more research. Anytime you have a rifle out and about like that, you may want to check your surroundings and make sure that it is appropriate to have it in that setting. So let's get with Jazzy Jazz on this. Jazz, are you with me, girlie?
Hey, how are you doing?
I am good. Okay, so watching this story, when you first hear about it, you're just like, man, how could you possibly make a stupid mistake like that? But then after you watch it, you're just like, okay, I see how they could have done that.
Honestly, I think it's really unfortunate, and part of me feels bad for the people that were just trying to take a photo. It's very innocent, and the fact that it caused an entire lockdown for the daycares.
Right.
Very unfortunate and unlucky. However, I think you have to be a lot more cautious of your surroundings, and I think the situation certainly could have been avoided. The fact that they are now facing extreme, serious charges is. I guess they will learn their lesson to be more cautious of their surroundings. However, again, this could have all been avoided. And I think if they just would have been more aware about what's around them, then things would have happened a lot differently. But I don't think they're overreacting per se, because that's an extremely dangerous situation. We have so many conflicts around the country where people are trying to harm schools and daycares and other facilities and establishments. So I think they reacted appropriately to the situation. But again, I think they didn't mean any harm. They just got caught at the wrong place. So it's just really, I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think they're overreacting at all.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm with you, because obviously if I was a parent, I'd be like, what happened again? And then also I would think to myself, okay, why? So, and then like you said, you got to try to put yourself in their position as well. And if this story doesn't do anything for anybody, I hope it does say, hey, think before you do something, okay? Use common sense before you do something. And obviously, I feel like even if they were just in the middle of a supermarket parking lot or something, it would have caused some type of ruckus. But regardless of the matter, like you said, hopefully they learn from their mistake, because they're definitely going to be feeling the punishment for a good minute.
Not only do they have to face those charges, that's going to be on their record. Now they have this publicity that's associated with the daycare, and all of this was for a cool photo. And at the end of the day, it's not worth it.
Right.
And like you said, if it would have been a supermarket, it still would have raised some alarm. It still would have caused alarm. So I think it just happened at the wrong place at the wrong time. But unfortunately, you do have to be more cautious of what's around you and the certain alarms that you can set off based on your actions.
Right.
So, I mean, all of this for a photo, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to respond to that. But again, I hope they learn their lesson. It sucks that it has to end this way, but I think that daycare reacted appropriately, because if they hadn't, if something might have went wrong, then that would have been on them.
Right.
And so.
Yeah. So y'all stop doing it for the gram. And if you're going to do it for the gram, do it appropriately in appropriate settings. All right.
In your backyard, not
right.
That's some daycare,
And my thing is like, look, they already swole. They got the guns on their arms. They don't need no gun in their hand.
Yes. I agree with you.
All right, Jazz, you got anything else, Kelly?
No, that's it.
All right, well, you have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like what they had. Look at this. What they have makes my little arm look like a doggone ham hock or turkey leg or something. I don't know. Either way, you don't need a whole gun. You just go out there and do this. I think you get even much a better picture. Either way, thank you guys for watching today. I know some of you guys had a lot to say about it online. And it's cool because, again, I feel like we had that healthy mix between people saying that, dude, that was the stupidest thing ever. Don't do it. How could you make that mistake? And then you had the other people that are just like, okay, you guys actually seem like some very decent human beings. You just happen to make a really awful mistake. Wrong place, wrong time, So either way, take what you will from that story. If you got something extra to say about it, drop it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And, of course, if you got anything else you want us to talk about, send it our way, because we would definitely chat it up. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening on WSLS.com for The Sprint.